Courtney.
You touched on this with respect to Ukraine, but there's growing concern internationally that further delays or outright denial of U.S. and EU assistance to Ukraine could lead to a Russian victory, perhaps in 2024. The administration has said that there are no additional funds to draw upon absent congressional passage of the supplemental funding request. So realistically, I mean, how long can Ukraine hold out without additional Western support? Is it weeks? Is it months? And what is the long-term strategy? I know you talked about it being a difficult year, given the struggle to regain much of the territory that Russia has seized. Thanks.
So, Courtney, thanks. First, to emphasize something that you said. Other than the supplemental request that the President has made of Congress, there is no magic pot of money that we can draw from. The assistance, the support that we have designated for Ukraine, that is running out. It's running down. We are nearly out of money that we need, and we're nearly out of time. I can't put a precise date on it, but that's the direction that this is moving in, which underscores the urgency of getting this supplemental budget request through. We have made a real investment in Ukraine's future, in its freedom, and it makes no sense to me that we would now renege on that investment, having already done so much and having already put Ukraine in a position where it can not only survive, but actually thrive going forward. And we have a very clear plan, as I said, to make sure that Ukraine can stand on its own 2 feet, militarily, economically, democratically, so that these levels of support and assistance will no longer be necessary. But we have to help Ukraine get through the next period of time, get through this winter, get through the spring and summer. I'm also focused on the fact that they have their own plans to continue, not only to deter the Russian aggression, but to continue to take back territory that was seized from them by Russia. As you know, they've taken back more than 50% of the territory that Russia took in February of 2022, and that's going to be an ongoing effort. But the most important thing is, as I said, making sure that we get Ukraine to a place where it can stand on its own feet. And we see that. It is there before us, but we have to continue to provide the support to get them to that place. And I want to emphasize 2 things again, because it bears repeating every single time. One, this is not just the United States alone doing it. It's the United States and dozens of other countries with better burden sharing than I've seen in any other crisis that I've been involved in over 30 years. I mentioned this before. We provided about $70 billion to Ukraine over the last couple of years. Our allies and partners, more than $110 billion. So they are more than picking up their share of the burden. Second, as I mentioned before, virtually all of the security assistance that we've provided to Ukraine and the security assistance that would be that's in this supplemental budget request, that gets invested right here in the United States. That's where it's spent. And that not only helps procure the weapons that Ukraine needs, it provides good jobs here in the United States. It builds our own defense industrial base. So in many ways, this is a win-win for us. And it's why I would hope Congress acts quickly. And again, as I said before, we know who will be happy if, for whatever reason, this budget request does not go through. And they're sitting in Moscow, they're sitting in Beijing, they're sitting in Tehran.